One of the most fascinating cities in China that I want to share with you is Tianjin. Translated as the ferry crossing of heaven, there was a reason for this naming due to its key geographic location that led to the birth of this name over 600 years ago. Before I speak of its modern influences, let's take a quick journey to the past that helped set its future. Going back several hundred years, the city of Tianjin was named by the grandson of the Ming Dynasty founding emperor, the Yongle Emperor, who overthrew his ruling nephew by sailing along a river through Tianjin. The Tianjin Eye, a modern-day giant's Ferris wheel inspired by the London Eye, sits over that very river at the location where the Yongle Emperor defeated his nephew's army and his power as the next ruler of China. Not forgetting the region that helped him navigate to victory, he proclaimed the city Tianjin, which translates to the heavenly ford or the ferry crossing of heaven. This is the only city with actual recorded history of a city's birth name by an emperor, and it was kept until this present day. Over the course of history, Tianjin's geographic location plays an influential role to anyone who loves it and will receive that reciprocal feeling back. From fishery to energy reserves to mineral resources, Tianjin's economic contribution to the surrounding region has continued for many generations. Touching the beautiful shores of Bohai Sea, Tianjin is a coastal city in northern China with one of the largest ports in the world. And speaking of largest, here's a fun fact. Tianjin's latest population, combined with Beijing, the capital of China, adds a total amount of residents that surpass the whole population of Canada, the second largest country by landmass. That speaks volumes on size and potential influences. One of the major influences, Tianjin plays a key role in the Bohai Economic Rim, a name to describe an economic region surrounding Tianjin and three provinces, Hebei, Liaoning, and Shandong. The Bohai Economic Rim is an emerging economic powerhouse that rivals the Pearl River Delta in southern China and the Yangtze River Delta in eastern China in terms of manufacturing and GDP. Another contribution to Tianjin's economy is the continuing supply of human resource support. This city holds a vast number of universities and colleges, 57 in total, with various academic majors that students can choose from and find future employment in their respective fields. Key contributing schools such as Tianjin University, Nankai University, Civil Aviation University of China, Tianjin Foreign Studies University, and many more, who continues to connect their students with major established companies in this city for employment opportunities. With a total student enrollment number around 650,000, which is on par or more than the population found in average cities across the US, companies wishing to expand its growth would not need to look further than the steadily available human resource talent in Tianjin. Another reason for Tianjin's economic growth comes from the local government's support for foreign investments. Many preferential policies such as tax incentives have already been issued for many years to encourage foreign investments into this city. With the support of these policies, Tianjin has created a favorable business environment which attracted more international enterprises to do business here since its economic reforms over 30 years ago. With those reform policies in place, the continued development and modernization of its port facilities led Tianjin to rank the 8th largest container port in the world as of 2020. These key factors have further attracted the attention of foreign businesses worldwide to cooperate and establish head offices, branches, and factories in Tianjin. Considering how China's capital is a landlocked city, the closest port city, Tianjin, serves as the main maritime gateway to Beijing. The port of Tianjin is the largest port in northern China, connecting the country's inland northern regions with the rest of the world. But it was not until 1860 when the port of Tianjin opened to the outside world. Once open, Tianjin gradually played a key role in international trade with contacts of more than 800 other ports in over 200 countries, including 130 container liner routes linking itself to other major economies across the globe. Located in the Binhai-New area, a newly restructured district in 2009 to become a special economic zone, similar to the ones formed in Guangdong and Fujian provinces to create the Pearl River Delta, and the ones formed in southern Jiangsu and northern Zhejiang province with Shanghai to create the Yangtze River Delta. Witnessing the economic achievement by these two earlier special economic zones that paved the way for China's growth, the Bohai Economic Rim, with Tianjin at its core, is currently on path aimed for that next level of economic success. In addition to being a major international port, the Port of Tianjin has built the world's first carbon-free intelligent container terminal, where transportation robots are all AI-equipped with various sensors to detect, spot, move, and carry every container on their own without human intervention. With this upgraded automation system in place, one worker can monitor more quay cranes moving at the same time than just focusing on one in operation, while the driverless transportation trucks can quickly identify containers and mechanical equipment and accurately provide the optimal route to drive into the designated areas. As a result, overall operational efficiency was increased by 20% and operating costs declined by 10%. In Tianjin's recent history of economic influence, the servicing and manufacturing sector forms the foundation of the city's development, making up 64.4% and 23.5% respectively of the GDP, and expected growth to hit 8.7% by 2023. The principal industries that drive the city's development are automotive, pharmaceuticals, petrochemicals, aerospace, and electronic information technology. With China being the #1 market in automobiles, let's take a look at how that plays out with Tianjin's contribution in this industry. In the special economic zone of Bohai-New area, there are multiple auto manufacturing plants stationed here, from international joint ventures to domestically established. One of the major manufacturers would be the joint venture between Toyota Motor Company and China First Automobile Works Group, commonly known as FAW. FAW is one of China's oldest and largest auto manufacturers dating back to 1953 and collaborating with Toyota's world-renowned quality and reliability. Their joint venture, since 2002, has created close to 5,000 new jobs in Tianjin and sold 250,000 of vehicles in its first year. Their first model that was produced together in Tianjin's plant was Toyota's flagship vehicle, the Crown. This vehicle was strategically chosen to become the first non-Japanese production vehicle in China to cater to the rising demand of automobiles. The Crown is a luxurious passenger car that delivers world-class safety and comfort that suits the growing Chinese middle class. Additionally, the plant produced by Tianjin FAW Toyota Motors is the first in China to adopt water-based paints to color all their vehicles, having environmental friendliness in mind. Another impact to Tianjin's economy was the first foreign passenger vehicle manufacturer to enter the Chinese market. This was Volkswagen. They established contacts with China as early as 1978 and officially signed a joint venture agreement with the Shanghai Automotive Industry Corporation, commonly known as SAIC, in 1984. With Volkswagen's contributing support in advanced technology and product manufacturing chain, SAIC gradually became the largest Chinese automaker in the country. This level of impact led Volkswagen to commit into another joint venture with FAW in 1991, and the local government approved their collaboration for a new manufacturing plant to open for the northern China market. Tianjin became the location for FAW Volkswagen's new home to cover North China. Since then, FAW Volkswagen has consistently ranked Outstanding Chinese Employer by Top Employer in China for 11 consecutive years and Best Chinese Employer for University Students for 9 consecutive years by China HR. Another key player in the automotive industry in Tianjin is Great Wall Motors Company Limited. Primarily focused in the SUV and pickup vehicle market, Great Wall Motors was founded in 1984 and became China's largest SUV automaker since 2010. Its presence in the auto market as a whole has led to its partnership with ABB, a Swedish-Swiss engineering company, to implement its leading robotics technology in the wielding operation on manufacturing Great Wall's vehicles, creating a 30% increase in impact resistance to the vehicle's body. This technology has helped Great Wall Motors to create the Haval H6 to be China's best-selling SUV for many years, increasing a sales volume of 360,000 vehicles sold in its first year, and a 73% jump on an annual basis, making Great Wall Motor one of the fastest-growing domestic automakers in China. The next leading economic influence in Tianjin is the biomedical and pharmaceutical industry. One of the key contributors is Novo Nordisk, a Danish biopharmaceutical company founded in 1923 and established a Tianjin plant in 1995. A leader in the field of diabetes, Novo Nordisk is the world's only supplier of durable insulin injection devices, with the manufacturing plant in Tianjin being the sole producing facility for the global market. Because diabetes is becoming a major health concern across China and other parts of the world, Novo Nordisk has launched educational prevention programs with the Chinese Ministry of Health to bring awareness to the critical problems caused by the disease. With more than 30 million people in China having diabetes, Novo Nordisk brings extensive health education to help people become more aware of the risk of developing diabetes and have invested an additional $128 million into expanding Tianjin's manufacturing plant to cater to the demanding rise in its domestic and export markets. The next important pharmaceutical company in Tianjin comes from its locally established one since 1994, named Tianjili, or Tasli in English. This company is notable for producing traditional Chinese medicines, such as their best-selling product, Danshen dripping pills, which is one of the most important traditional Chinese medicine in China's market, where it was also successfully exported to more than 40 different countries. In case you're wondering, what is Danshen and what's a dripping pill? Danshen is the name of a plant, also known as a red sage, where extracts of its root are taken to make the medicine, and dripping pill is the process of how the medicine was made by thermally blending the extract with excipients and then dripping the mixture into an insoluble cooling liquid until the solidified droplets are formed, which becomes these tiny pills when hardened. The popularity of this medicine to help promote blood circulation and successfully treat cardiovascular and cerebral vascular conditions for generations have led Tasli become a local leader in the biomedical field and have a growing presence abroad. Another locally established company in the pharmaceutical industry is CanSino Biologics Incorporated. Founded in Tianjin in 2009, CanSino is focused on developing and manufacturing the best solutions to prevent diseases for human use worldwide. With 17 vaccines developed to treat 12 different infectious diseases, CanSino has become a growing supplier in combating various viruses that are ravaging populations around the world, such as Ebola, tuberculosis, meningitis, and the recent pandemic COVID-19. Another locally established contributor to Tianjin's economic rise is Tianjin Chase Sun Pharmaceutical Company Limited. Founded in 1996, its primary focus is manufacturing and distributing traditional Chinese medicine and biotech synthetic drugs, employing close to 6,000 employees and a reported revenue over 6 billion yuan, about 944 million US dollars. Tianjin Chase Sun continues to grow as it addresses the daily health needs of its domestic and international customers, with 30.13% growth as of 2020. The next major industry to economically influence Tianjin is aerospace. Airbus, one of the largest aerospace companies, first established official presence in China in 1994 and then opened a manufacturing plant in Tianjin in 2008. What is unique about Tianjin's plant is being the first final assembly line to open outside the borders of its four founding European countries: France, Germany, Spain, and the United Kingdom. Employing more than 1,900 staff in China, with the majority working in Tianjin, Airbus Tianjin has helped produce its single-aisle family of passenger aircrafts, the A320 series, and in 2017, the A330 began its assembly in Tianjin, marking another milestone for the city, being Airbus' first wide-body jetliner to be built outside its founding countries. By being a customer, supplier, and strategic partner with Airbus, China recognizes the reputation and quality standards of all Airbus products, with more than 1,700 Airbus commercial jetliners in service in this country alone by 2018. This amount represents nearly a quarter of Airbus global commercial aircraft production. Airbus, in return, recognizes the potential growth in China's aviation market and appreciates the enormous value offered by the Chinese manufacturing components industry, where they supply critical parts for all production of Airbus commercial jetliner types. The cooperation between Airbus and China reached a total value of around 500 million US dollars. With Tianjin's plant leading the way, China is on track to become the largest aviation market in the world. The next major industry to economically influence Tianjin is electronics. Similar to the previously mentioned manufacturers establishing their plants in Binhai New area, many of the electronics companies have set up their factories there as well. One of these factories is the world's largest chip component supplier, Samsung Electric Company Limited. In 1993, Samsung entered the Chinese market by establishing a joint venture with Tianjin Zhonghuan Electronic Information Group Company to form the Tianjin Samsung Electromechanics Company Limited. Employing close to 7,000 employees in Tianjin, its primary focus is for research and development, production, and sales of its components domestically and for export. As one of the world's top 10 manufacturers of components for electric equipment, Tianjin Samsung Electromechanics has become a versatile manufacturer of various parts, from mechanical to high-tech electronic parts, to cater to the rising demand in this ever-changing technology age. Another international company deciding to select Tianjin as its base for expansion is Danfoss. Founded in 1933, Danfoss is a Danish company and a global leader in producing goods and services for heating and cooling infrastructure. such as air conditioning, heating systems, and refrigeration. In 1995, Danfoss opened its first manufacturing plant in China, and Wuqing of Tianjin was that very location. Almost 30 years later, Danfoss Tianjin is still growing strong, with China becoming its second home market. Additionally, as one of Denmark's largest companies, Danfoss has been playing a bridging role between Denmark and China, such as cooperating in areas important for the environment, like sustainability and renewable energy. This bilateral relationship has proven beneficial for all parties involved, further bringing Tianjin to the international spotlight that continues to fit Danfoss' slogan of engineering tomorrow. Another manufacturing company contributing to Tianjin's economic growth is Otis Elevator Company. Founded in 1853, Otis is the world's largest manufacturer of vertical transportation systems, such as elevators and escalators. Its dominance in this market has led it to be considered as the world's most popular transportation company by carrying the world's population via their moving systems every 9 days. As the city of Tianjin continues to grow, Tianjin Metro has extended its subway lines where Otis will add 122 elevators to Line 6, bringing the company's portfolio of approximately 1,400 elevators and escalators throughout the whole city's subway system. In addition to public transportation, Otis elevators and escalators can be found in many of the office buildings, residential complexes, and shopping malls across Tianjin. In summary, with all these major companies contributing to Tianjin's growth, along with the advantages of its port, large labor force, solid industrial foundation, and effective policy support, this city has continued to make great efforts to remain the center for manufacturing, commercial, and financial focus in northern China. With this in mind, it is strongly believed that Tianjin's economy will carry on this determined path to an economically brighter future. Thank you for your interest in Tianjin's economy.